Nigerian Supreme Court. And it was very brief. It was only about maybe 2 minutes long. And we just wept at the failure of the Nigerian Supreme Court to say that.
But Sunday Jackson, a former student in his early 30s, is facing death by hanging after Nigeria's Supreme Court.
Like how? See wickedness of a country. See them with their owners.
Welcome guys to my channel. Guys, I hope you guys have come across this Mr. Jackson. Okay, all right, you had a young guys from Adamawa who was in his farm before Fulani herdsmen come with the cattle. Okay, on approaching Fulani guys, okay, take your cattle out. The Fulani guys pull out a knife and stab Mr. Jackson and stab in another second time. So Mr. Jackson has to defend himself. But also they start dragging him. Mr. Jackson collect the knife from the Fulani and also stab him. And it happened that, for safe defense, Mr. Jackson have to stab that guy to death. But let me leave you guys to actually listen to the full story. So before we come back to add our own contribution, because we have to call on Nigerian CAN Association, Nigeria Human Rights, and every activist to speak about this injustice. It's just like we don't have leaders in Nigeria who will speak for the innocent masses. How could this guy will be sentenced? So guys, please listen to the full story, then we'll come back and you also hear what the white man, the white Christian activist from the Western world says. So guys, please take a look, then we'll come back.
Not have heard of him, but Sunday Jackson, a former student in his early 30s, is facing death by hanging after Nigeria's Supreme Court today upheld the judgment of a lower court in Adamawa State. Okay. Mr. Jackson was a student turned farmer who says he was violently attacked on his farm in Kodomti Forest in the Newman local government area in Adamawa State by a Fulani herdsman known as Buba Bawuro. The herdsman had strayed into Mr. Jackson's farm with his animals, and after Mr. Jackson challenged him, he apparently pulled a knife and a fight ensued. He stabbed Mr. Jackson a couple of times, but he managed to retrieve the knife and to stab his attacker in the neck, whereupon he died. Okay. Mr. Jackson was arrested and charged with murder. He's consistently argued that it was self-defense. Of course. In 2021, he was found guilty by a court in Yola and condemned to death by hanging. And today, the Supreme Court in Abuja upheld that judgment. So he's now in a race for his life, and the only option left is to appeal for clemency from the governor of Adamawa State. So what hope does he now have of a reprieve?
Barrister Emmanuel and I have been working for a number of years here in Nigeria on human rights issues, and this is a sad day, Charles, for human rights in Nigeria. Sunday Jackson, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm a human rights advocate. Sunday Jackson, by anyone's estimation, is totally innocent. And the issue where this man was out farming, minding his own business, and then the attacker came and a struggle ensued. And of course, this man is going to defend himself. That's why we call it self-defense. Yeah. And yet today we were at the Nigerian Supreme Court, and it was very brief. It was only about maybe 2 minutes long. And we just wept at the failure of the Nigerian Supreme Court to say that this man, and they had the opportunity to say this man was totally innocent. We haven't seen all the ins and outs of the decision, but we had the opportunity to meet this humble farmer, this young man who unfortunately his wife abandoned him, had been on death row for 10 years. So Sunday Jackson has now become an international case for human rights. Yes, and so we're going to continue to advocate.
I was going to ask you what are the international dimensions of this case?
Well, the international dimensions are Open Doors, which is a human rights organization, has recounted that there have been thousands of killings of Christians by Fulanis. And so as a human rights advocate and as a pastor, I'm here to advocate for this man who is totally innocent. So it has international implications. The eyes of human rights advocates are now on Nigeria. Like, how could this happen? How could this possibly happen? By anyone's estimation, as Barrister said earlier, manslaughter at least, because murder one that he's being convicted of and may face hanging if we can't get clemency for him, it has to be premeditated. So what justice on the Nigerian Supreme Court that didn't pop up and say to him or her, this is a case of self-defense and this man is totally innocent. So we encourage people to continue to pray for Sunday Jackson and his innocence.
See all our granules eaten up by cow. See wickedness of a country. See them with their owners. So this is what we meet at the farm. We get to farm to meet all these cow eating up our granules with the owners every.
So guys, you heard from the Christian activist, the Western Christian activist, that he is actually disappointed by Nigerian justice system. So guys, what did you think? You heard all the story. A guy that was in his farm doing his thing. A Fulani herdsman with his cow came in. He asked him to go. Before you know, the guy brought out a knife and stabbed him 2 times. Let's take a look. If it were you, what will you do? I just want you to drop your comment. Okay, now he did not stop. He stabbed him the 2nd time. Now you heard from this Christian activist what he said. This is self-defense. All right. So I don't want to talk much, guys. If you come across this video, do well to share. Let's call on our government. Let's call on all the activists, VDM, Sowore. Let's call on Natasha. Let's call on Senator Akpabio. Let's call on all the people we can call. Let's call on Nigerian Can Association to intervene on this guy, that this guy shouldn't be hanged to death. If a Western man could come to say this, that means, do we really have a leader? So guys, I want you to drop your comment. Do we really have a leaders? Does it mean that the poor masses will be oppressed on their farming with the hardship and difficulty in Nigeria to survive? Someone will farm, another person will bring his cattle to eat all the crops. Is it what we are saying? You see what these guys has been doing to women. They will go to farms and rape women and kill them. They will go to people's farm, and you will see, I will drop some videos that. So guys, I want to really ask, does it mean that we did not have any leaders in our community? You heard the Enugu, what happened in Enugu, the women was crying, what the Fulani herdsmen were doing. The question I should ask, do we not have the government? Do we not have the local government chairman? Do we not have the youth leaders in each community? Do we not have chief in each community? So if at all this thing should keep happening, if you sense it and reason it, that means we don't have a leaders that could speak and defend the citizen. So guys, please, when you come across this video, please do well to share. Let's call on Nigerian Can Association to stand up. If you go to the church every Sunday, you see church is everywhere in Nigeria. But why is it that the Can president, the Can Nigerian Association, Christian Association of Nigeria are not speaking on this? So guys, it's very frustrating that this is really going on with the country we have. We have a lot of elites. They are not speaking. Please help to share this video. Let's stand up, because if this did not come to your doorpost today, tomorrow it might come. We are not praying for this. It might happen to your brother, your friends, your relative. How will you feel? So guys, please, when you come across this video, do well to share and also drop your comment. So please. So guys, take a look from how the Enugu women are crying, how the Fulani herdsmen will come to their farm with cattle and also destroy their crop, and they will sleep with them. They will rape them, and after raping them, they will use stick to choke them in their womanhood. Is it not wickedness? And look at how they are take another video, look again, how they are destroying people crop granite. So guys, take a look and take that. A lot of our people are Nigerian. I don't know what to say. It's very, very painful to me that a lot of our mothers and our people are going through a lot. Look at this guy that defends himself. They judge him to hang him to death. So guys, I don't want to say much. Take a look and also drop your comment.
See all our granules eaten up by cow. See wickedness of a country. See them with their owners. So this is what we meet at the farm. We get to farm to meet all these cows eating up our groundnuts. With the owners everywhere. As they saw us, they now start moving them away. And they're eating up, see all our groundnuts. Eaten up by cow. See wickedness of a country.